Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. I'm Madelyn, your tarot reader and energy healer. So great to have you here for the month of May for the Taurus reading. And if you watch this reading because of the title, if this resonates for you, this message is for you. So first we will start with the Divine Oracle for an overall energy. And we'll spend a little time reading from the book. And then we're going to do a 4-card spread, motivation, which is kind of what's motivating you right now, the external influences, the things that are coming from the outside and affecting you in that motivation, the obstacles, things that you are facing, and the wisdom, which is the thing that will help guide you in the most beneficial direction. Okay, so we'll take a look at all of this, and then we'll end with a few oracle cards. All right, so let's start by looking at the energies of the animals. So lately, I've been doing a lot of videos on TikTok. Feel free to come over to TikTok to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot, and I do individual readings for people over there. They're just 1-minute videos. So Taurus for the month of May. It is the swan, which has to do with beauty. The underlying animal is the sea turtle, stability. So that's cool. So the swan is what we're looking at for this time, beauty. So it's interesting how she's in this pool and she is blindfolded, kind of like the Two of Swords, and is unable to really see what's going on, but she is feeding the swan. And swans certainly are a representative of beauty. I'm also thinking about I believe it's a Celtic story that talks about a girl who has to work with nettles to try to save her brothers that have all been turned into swans. And swans also can be very spiritual, and some people will turn into swans for spiritual readings. So this is number 20. I believe. Let's look in the book. Okay. Beauty is all around us if we care to observe it. The natural world provides so much of it. However, remember, beauty is highly subjective. Love yourself first and know yourself. Look for the beauty in a situation. Ask and your questions will be answered. So the myth behind this story is that the Greek god of light, music, healing, and prophecy, Apollo, who is most closely linked with the swan. Apollo's mother, Leto, caught the eye of the king of the gods, Zeus. She refused him, so he turned his form into a swan and seduced her. Leto gave birth under duress on the island of Delos to twins, both archers, the formidable Artemis and the beautiful Apollo. Okay, so the Greek god Apollo was the son of Leto and Zeus had turned into a swan in order to seduce Leto. As the god of music, Apollo loved to hear great music play, would often come to earth to bless this great music. One of the favorites was a human called Cygnus. And of course that is the the baby swan. So I'm thinking here that beauty here is being represented not only in what we see with our eyes, but also what we hear with our ears. It's a beautiful song. So it's a beautiful song, it's a beautiful person. So all the different types of beauty are being represented in this card. One day Cygnus died. Sad that he would never hear such music again. Apollo turned Cygnus into a swan and elevated him into the night sky among the stars. This is how the constellation Cygnus came to bear in the sky. Okay, so then it talks a little bit about swans. And swans are very protective of their nests. They're very protective of each other. So the magic of the swan magic is pure and graceful. It is perfect to use for love workings, and also when you wish to find more beauty in our world. Everyone can do with a bit more beauty in their lives. And the swan, obviously, because its habitat isn't as affected as other creatures, is not as endangered as some might be. So I feel like the overall message here is, Taurus, is about beauty. But for you to seek beauty in your life, not only in the physical sense, but also in the spiritual sense, and even in music and things like that. So during the month of May, to really be seeking beauty. So let's take a look at the tarot here. The motivation, external influence, obstacle, and wisdom. Wisdom to help in this situation. So what is motivating your situation? Any external factors, obstacles, and wisdom. So in this sense, this is for the month of May. Okay, so the underneath of the deck is the Hanged Man. So there'll be some aspects of this month that you'll feel you're not moving forward very much. I'm also really being drawn to the red eyes. The bat doesn't really use the sight very much because it tends to be in the dark, and it uses the sonar more for going around. And so having these kind of like reddish eyes, like having their eyes stand out, is kind of like counterintuitive. So in this case, it's kind of also drawing me to that beauty idea of having the beautiful eyes being represented there. So the motivation for you is the Eight of Swords. And I'm really feeling that, so you're being motivated by a lot of things coming into your mind and your heart that you're wanting to get away from. You're turning into the butterfly from the caterpillar. You're wanting to break free. You're being motivated and pushed forward in a new direction right now. Kind of like internally motivated by a desire to get away from pain, to be released from it, not have it around you anymore. So your external influences are that there's a lot of different opportunities, different directions coming towards you. So it's the same kind of thing. You have all these thoughts and you have all these feelings coming towards you. And it's kind of overwhelming, Taurus. It's like almost too much for you to handle all of these thoughts and feelings is becoming a real burden. And it won't necessarily totally go away this month because, you know, we don't have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of, you know, Wands or whatever. We have we're only in the 8 and 7 type range. So you still have a lot of work that's going to be done. Another thing about this card is that it can go in a couple different directions. So this way, it's more like there's a dark night sky with a moon. And this way, it's more like a daytime with the sun with a mountain. And so it kind of reminds me of this hangman energy, which of course has to do with balance and kind of holding yourself back and waiting. So like the bat is perfect for that, because the bat is holding themselves back and waiting for the moment to fly, you know, for night to come and to be able to fly forward and out. And so this is also waiting for that moment to fly. And this is kind of like so many opportunities, and you're trying to decide, they're waiting for you to decide which one of these to pick. So your external forces are saying, you've got all these different options, which one of them are you going to pick? So that's kind of what your external is pushing towards you. Now the obstacle that's in your way, so there's 2 sevens here, there's 8, 7, 7, and 4. The 7 of Wands, you know, being the obstacle, has a lot. The 7 of Wands often typically has to do with fighting a battle, having a lot of courage, but having to do it on your own. And here you can see, you know, this one wand burning. And so it's like, you know, that one candle, one piece of incense, you know, and so it's kind of, they all need to be lit, but right now it's just the one. So it's a single candle instead of a bonfire. So your obstacle is that you're kind of trying to do it all alone. And your perceived obstacle is that you're having to fight really hard to do this all alone, when really there's a lot of people there that could be helping you. You know, so all of these things, you know, these swords pointing towards you, these cups, you know, overbearing on you, all this stuff, you know, overbearing you, can be resolved better in your life by looking to others for help. And then in that effect, there's the wisdom, which has to do with healing and also connecting with your higher self. And so as you connect with your higher self, when you begin to move in the most beneficial direction. So at this time, when you're feeling like everything is bearing down on you, take time out for healing, for self-reflection, for connection with your higher self. And that's really what this energy is all, you know, is all about. And I was talking with this, you know, this signet of the swan was talking about the concept of loving yourself first and finding beauty within yourself first before anywhere else. And so that's what it's saying the wisdom is seeking that beauty within yourself. So during this month, there's going to be a little lag in things. You're going to feel a little overwhelmed. And the best way to help yourself is to spend time connecting with your higher self and moving forward in that direction. So let's get a little bit of advice from the oracle cards, the kind of like in a left direction. So in this direction, you know, understanding beauty better, understanding self-love better, you know, being in that state where you're wanting to break free. Let's see what kind of advice we're getting from the Whispers of Love. love endures. Okay, so, while the hangman is happening, while that waiting is happening, love is enduring, it's continuing on. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So even during this difficult time, this month when things kind of seem a little topsy-turvy, love is going to be there solidly in your life. And one of the biggest things that this card draws me to with the woman and the lion is the strength card, the number 8. And having that level of strength in your life that you will overcome all of these little things. And that's really is, again, connecting with your higher self, because the strength card is not about external strength, like being able to lift weights or something. It's internal strength of will and focus. And so that strength, being strengthened in your life through love and through connection with your higher self at this time, Taurus. Okay, so let's take a look at a Abraham Hicks card to finish off for you. My joy doesn't depend upon the approval of others. Okay, so again, connecting with your higher self, learning to love yourself, finding beauty in everything around you. My joy doesn't depend upon the approval of others. Okay, so no effective guidance will ever be achieved by seeking the approval of others, for they all desire different things of you. Constant, pure guidance from Source comes forth from within you. It is always there. So connect with your higher self, connect with Source. This comes from within you. It's always there, pure guidance. So look for that guidance during this month. So I hope that was resonating with you, Taurus. Seek beauty, seek love, seek healing, seek connection with your higher self. And this will be a great month of growing for you guys.